Hey everyone, I'm Nicole, Project Manager with Crowd the Tap, and I'm sitting here today with Dr. Emily Berglund, who is a data scientist with a background in civil engineering.
That's right, Nicole. I'm a professor in civil engineering at NC State, and I did my PhD at NC State as well. My research focuses on building computational models that we can use to understand and better use our civil engineering infrastructure.
So what is infrastructure? What does that mean?
That's a good question. Infrastructure are the built structures that deliver resources and services to people who need them, or civilizations, which is where we get the term civil engineering. So you're using infrastructure when you are driving on the road, or drinking water, or flushing your toilet, or taking out the trash. But we don't really think about infrastructure too much until infrastructure goes wrong. And a prime example of that is lead in water. Communities that use older plumbing and older pipelines may be vulnerable to lead in their water, which leaches into the water from those systems.
And so what does your day-to-day look like as a civil engineer? Are you on a construction site in a hard hat?
No. My research focuses on building these computational models, and so my team develops and implements computer code that can calculate water flows and water quality.
And so what do you need to build those models? What does that look like?
We use theories that come from mathematics and physics and statistics in order to calculate these flows and quality parameters. But to apply those models to real systems, we need lots of data that comes from the real world.
All right. And so if your data isn't coming from a lab, where is your data coming from?
Yeah, most of the time we would get our data from scientists who would go out to a reservoir or a pipeline or a groundwater system. But for Crowd the Tap, we want to build models that will predict risk of lead at households. And so we need to have data describing lead at those households.
And if that data isn't coming from professionally trained scientists, how do you know you can trust the results that you're getting?
Well, the data that we're using should be collected by the participants using the protocols that we're describing for them. And so if participants follow those protocols, then we know we can trust the data and build models that will predict risk of lead at new households that haven't been able to participate in Crowd the Tap.
Great. Thanks a lot for your time, Dr. Berglund. I'm Nicole, Project Manager for Crowd the Tap. And I just want you all to know that are participating that whether you're doing this at your church, with your community, or in school, this is a real science project, and your data will be going to real scientists who will use it to tackle real world issues. So please follow your protocols, get prepared, and let's get out there and crowd the tap.